Hello everybody and welcome to Car Nuts, the channel for everyone who lives and breathes cars. Now our topic for today is the IMS bearing in the M96 and M97 engines. As I'm sure you know, this was a huge problem in these two engines, and EPS has come out with a solution, they claim. But first of all, I would like to give you some information on the three types of IMS bearings. Now, something not many people know is that the M96 and M97 engines weren't the only engines to feature this bearing. Other Porsche engines do have this bearing, but it is in a different type. It is a general bearing which is lubricated by the oil pump. So it very rarely fails. It never fails actually. However, in 1997, with the M96 engine, Porsche introduced the dual roller bearing. So it's this one here on the right. Now, due to its increased width, this was a fairly robust bearing, and engines from that era rarely have any problems with the IMS bearing. However, in mid 2000 to mid 2005, Porsche had gone for a different intermediate shaft. Now, with that new version of the intermediate shaft came the single roller bearing. Now, due to its decreased size and width, this bearing was not as robust as the dual roller bearing. Most of the problems with the IMS come from engines in between the year 2000 and 2005, which have this specific bearing. Now, in 2006, Porsche has introduced a new type of bearing, which is a single roller bearing again, but it is of a bigger diameter. Now, because it is of a bigger diameter, it means it is more robust, so it very rarely fails. If you own a 97 car, this doesn't mean that you have the dual row bearing, because many of these cars had their engines replaced by Porsche under warranty. So if your car is bought used, the previous owner might have changed the engine during its life. So you might have an engine from, let's say, 2002. If your engine was replaced in 2002, then you will have the single row bearing. Now, the only way to tell which type of bearing you have is to split the gearbox and the engine and inspect the bearing itself. There is no other way to do it. Now, if your car is you bought your car from new and you bought it, let's say, in 97, then you do have the dual row bearing for sure. If you bought your car in 2006, between 2006 and 2008, then you have the larger diameter single row bearing, which is very robust and it doesn't really need any replacements, to be honest. Now, EPS has produced a bearing replacement which promises to be a permanent fix. The secret of this bearing is a broader roller bearing which is able to withstand much higher loads, up to 12 times higher loads in fact, so that is a huge difference. Now, this also comes with a 5-year warranty, and in the website you can find a small paragraph which explains why this bearing is so much more robust, so you can have a look there if you wish. This replacement suits both the M96 and M97 engines. However, the M97 has two variants, the closed variant and the open variant. The closed one will require an IMS bearing toolkit, while the M97 open engine won't require anything. Now, as I'm sure you have noticed, this is not cheap, especially if you add labor. But this might be a good upgrade if you're planning on keeping the car for a long time, or if you enjoy some spirited driving, as I'm sure you do because you own a Porsche. Another positive of this upgrade is that it will improve the resale value of the car, because when anyone who wants to buy a Porsche that comes with the M96 or M97 engine, as soon as they arrive to the seller, their first question is if the IMS bearing has been done in the past. So if you can say that it has been done with an upgraded version, you are in the right way to selling your car for some more money. I hope you have found this video informative and helpful in any kind of way. I have nothing to do with EPS, I just found this solution while reading the 911 and Porsche magazine, and I thought it would make an interesting subject for a video, and hopefully I could help someone solve their problem with the IMS bearing. So from me, thank you for watching and keep on driving.